Hi, I have a couple questions for you. Are you one of those horse owners that you go and you try out this horse and you think, yes, this is it, and you pay the person and you bring it home only to have it turn into Godzilla? I mean, like, what's up with that? Or are you the horseman that you go and you're confused. You don't know where to start, where to look, who to trust, and it gets overwhelming. So sometimes you settle for what you really, you'd like something better. Or are you that horseman that you do have a dream horse? You've got it in your heart and you know exactly what you want, but you're thinking, I don't have the money to do this. Hey, you're in the right place. My name is CJ Gilbert. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how to attract your dream horse using law of attraction. My name is CJ Gilbert, and I live on a beautiful farm outside of Casanova, Wisconsin, that's in USA. I've been around horses all my life. I love horses. I love sharing my knowledge and wisdom about horses with anybody that I can. And I grew up on a ranch. I rode Western for many years until I got into college, and I got into dressage and jumping and so many other things that I found out that we could do with our horses. So eventually, about 16 years ago, I started a business, and I'm a horse healer and an animal communicator. And I also created a program called Horse and Rider Reconnected. It's about healing the horse, healing the rider, and then reconnecting the two. So today's show is about how to attract that dream horse using law of attraction. Oh my gosh, you don't know what law of attraction is? Wow, okay, we better rewind and let's talk about that first. What is law of attraction? Kind of a big word, isn't it? Well, you actually probably heard of it, but maybe in a roundabout way. Have you ever, thought about somebody and all of a sudden they call you on the phone and you're like, wait, just a minute. I was just thinking about you. That's law of attraction. Or have you ever had like things just fall into place? It was so easy. That's law of attraction. It's this universal energy that's all around us. Now, I don't know what it's all about. I'm not a scientist, but I do believe in it because I've had proof. And actually what I'd like to do is share some tips and tools so you can have proof for yourself. But anyway, the most simplest terms is whatever I put out, whatever I am concentrating on, whatever I'm focusing on, I'm going to attract that back to me. The law of attraction, this universal energy, is like this big giant copy machine. And so you're putting on here, I don't like ticks. I hate ticks, in fact. Well, guess what? You put that into the giant copy machine, and what comes back? More opportunities for you to not like ticks. I know it's kind of a simple little thing, but kind of fun. But anyway, so it's basically whatever you're focusing on and how you're feeling inside, you're putting that frequency out into the universe, and the universe is matching it. It's sending you more experiences of that frequency of what you're putting out. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be ugly, it could be happy, it could be sad. It doesn't matter. Law of attraction is checking in all the time, 24/7. Whether you're in your saddle, you're going down the trail with your horse, you're in the riding arena, maybe you're showing your horse, it doesn't matter. It's always checking in and seeing what's going on with you, because it only has one job, and that's just to match you. Match what you're putting out. That's what you're feeling inside. So this is kind of the basics of it. As we progress with our episodes, you'll understand more. And maybe you read some books. There's some great ones out there. I have some that my top picks on my website, and you can go there. It's www.cjgilbert.com. Now, I'd also like to invite you that down below, if you'd like to, you can leave comments. You can leave questions and maybe have ideas for upcoming shows. I'd love to hear from you, because after the show, I'm going to go back in and talk to each and every one of you. Okay, so let's get on with the show. How to attract that dream horse using law of attraction. I'm going to tell you something that happened in my own personal experience. My dream horse was a Hanoverian horse. It's a particular breed. They're a warm blood. And when I started researching them, I was blown away at how expensive they were. At the time, I was a new mom with my first child. I was working part-time. So I really did not have the bankroll to purchase these Hanoverian horse, because we're talking 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 on up, right? But I didn't let it stop me. I kept putting out there that this is what I wanted. So one of the first things that I did is I created a shopping list. Now, a shopping list is really easy to do, and I'd invite you to get some paper, and it could be rule, lined on it or plain. This is just plain old copy paper. And then, of course, get your trusty pencil or pen. And what you're going to do is at the top of your page here is write my dream horse. Okay? And then once you write that, draw a line underneath that. And then you're going to draw a line straight down the middle. Again, we're creating a shopping list. Now, you wouldn't go to the grocery store probably without a shopping list. Now, sometimes we do, but then we forget, and then we got to go back and get it again, and waste time, waste gas, all that fun stuff. So this is to help you to have clarity on really getting down to what you want in your dream horse. So at the top, on the left here, you're going to write don't likes. Okay, pretty easy. And on the other side at the top of that column, you're going to write do like. We're first going to look at our don't likes. And that's usually pretty easy to figure out. Now, if you've had past experiences, or maybe your friends have had some, not so great experiences that you really don't like, write that down on the left here. One of my pet peeves is, and I had a really dear friend that this happened to. She bought this horse and she test rode it. It was just a beautiful horse. Everything looked great. They paid for it, brought it home, and that was the horse that turned into Godzilla. And what turned out is they drugged the horse. Now, what's interesting is that we really don't need to drug horses to sell them, because there are so many people out there who have expertise and training and know how to work with these horses. And that's a perfect match. This gal, she didn't. That wasn't her forte. She just wanted a nice, easygoing trail horse, and that is not what she got. So on the left, I would put dishonest sellers. That's a pet peeve. I don't tolerate that. So again, on the left, write down things that you don't like. Maybe they're horrible at trailer loading. Maybe they're bad with the farrier. Whatever is important to you and you don't like it, write it down on the left. Now take some time with this, and because getting a new horse, whether you're adding to your herd or it's your first horse, this is really important. And trust me, if you take this time to have this clarity, you're going to have a lot more fun and a lot more ease in finding that perfect horse for you. Then on the other side, your do likes, you're going to write what you do like about your new horse and what you're looking for. Okay, so remember my pet peeve, dishonest sellers? Well, what I do like, I like an honest seller. I like a seller that is in their integrity, and maybe they'll say to me, you know what, this might be too much horse for you. So if you are willing to work with a trainer or take riding lessons, then I think this would work out. But if you're not, this isn't the horse for you. But we might have a different horse for you, right? Okay, so they're being honest with you. The other thing too, when you're making out this shopping list, is to, if something's important to you, then write it down. So when I was looking for my Hanoverian, I didn't care if it was a mare or a gelding. That didn't matter to me. But what was important is I wanted it to be big. I wanted it to be tall. You can't tell because I'm sitting down, but I'm 5'11", so I'm a big girl. So I wanted a horse that was at least 16 hands or higher. That was important to me, so I put it on my list, okay? So remember the third kind of a question there, or, you know, that I put out there, that about the person who wanted this dream horse but didn't have the money? Okay, so this is what happened to me. I wanted this dream horse, and I didn't know how I was going to come up with the money, and I didn't worry about it. I just like put it out of my mind that's not going to stop me. And I would get catalogs, I would get magazines, I would watch videos, anything about that was about Hanoverians. And one day I was on the American Hanoverian site, and they had information about the upcoming, inspections. Now, with certain breeds, you can crossbreed. So in this instance, you can use a thoroughbred, and I also believe an Arabian horse, a mare, and cross it with a Hanoverian. And there you'd have your Hanoverian. And I went, oh, you're kidding me. So, you know, one of the things with sharing or going after these dreams, I don't always share them with everybody, because you can get naysayers and they could stop you. And so, but I did share it with my husband that, you know, I really wanted to get this type of a horse that was good for dressage. It was great for jumping. I wanted to have a great disposition, easy to work with, you know, be a really great partner. But I said, I don't have the money for this. But I found out that I could get a thoroughbred and breed her to a Hanoverian. Now, at this time, I did have a thoroughbred mare, but she was up in age. I think she was in her late 20s. So breeding her was a little bit, it would be difficult. And I really didn't want to put her through it. So my husband is a certified farrier. And for you non-horsey people, that's a blacksmith. They shoe and trim horses. So my husband came home from work one day and said, there's a woman that's moving, and she's got 2 thoroughbred mares. Both are registered, and you pick the one you want, and I'll buy her for you. I'm like, what? He says, yeah, I'll buy her for you as a gift. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I looked at him briefly. I had my new baby with me, and I remember it was cold. And I picked out the younger one. I believe she was 4 years old and a chestnut, and her name was Hazy Hostess. And so there I go. I've got my thoroughbred mare. So now my next step was to find a stallion. So I created this list, just like what you're doing, of what I didn't want. You know, working with the stallion owners, you know, certain traits, things like that, and then what I did want. And once I had that clear, we did the next step. And actually, I'm not going to share that with you just yet, because that's going to be the next episode. The next episode, we're going to be taking that shopping list, and I'm going to show you some really fun ways to work with it and play with it to help you get into even more of that attraction energy and lining it up for you to get that dream horse, okay? So, you know, with law of attraction, we can have, like I said, good things happen and bad things happen, and we attract it, right? Well, when the not so good things happen, you know, for me, it used to be, I would just cringe and I would run and hide. And I'm like, no, I don't even want to look at it. But it was because of someone that actually has kind of been my mentor, and you may know of him, Michael Logier, a wonderful man, and he has a great book out, very easy to understand about law of attraction. I wish I had my copy right here, but I know if you go to my website, you can find it there. But anyway, he talked about, you know, we created everything, and the good and the bad, right, and the ugly. So when we have something that's not so great that we created, look it in the eye and say, yes, I created this. You know what? And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just, you attracted this. And most of the time we do it by default. We're not even aware that we're doing this, okay? But what's interesting is when you turn and face that and look at that and say, yep, that's here for me, because of me, right? It diffuses. It doesn't have the charge. What I notice is when we have some of the negativity and the ugliness, and maybe we have shame around it, and maybe we feel guilty, whatever it is, it thrives on secrecy. Now, it doesn't mean you have to share this with the world. If you choose to, go ahead. But the main thing is for you to step up and you to acknowledge, yes, that is here because of me. Now, what's cool is you've got an opportunity to create something different. So I'll give you a wonderful example. I actually shared this, I think, on Facebook, and I didn't give the whole story, and everyone's like, wait a minute, how did you do this? Okay, so my husband came into the house one evening, and he says, oh boy, your young horse, Mia, and that's my quarter horse mare, she has a hawthorn bush stick wrapped up in her tail. Now, I don't know if you know about hawthorn branches, but oh my gosh, they have literally thorns on them like this. They're horrible. And he says, you probably better wear leather gloves. And he says, I really honestly don't know how you're going to get this out. And I said, all right. So I headed out, and she was up by the gate. And the heck of the thing was, every time she would flick her tail, that branch would go flying and smack her either in the, in the barrel, in the stomach. And I'm looking at it going, I don't want her to whack me with it. That thing's wicked. And then her tail, oh my gosh, it was this wadded up mess. It was just horrible. And I'm looking at this, and finally I stopped myself and I said, wait a minute. I created this. I created this with her. I acknowledge this. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It's just, I created this. And you know what? I can create something different. What would I like? What would I like instead? And I thought, well, right now I feel stressed. I think she feels stressed, and I'd like this to be easy. I really would like this to be easy. And I thought, you know what? How easy could it be? And I kind of said that a few times. I was like, how easy could this be? And all of a sudden it came to me, I know what I could do. I ran to the house, and I got, I don't know if you can quite see it here, non-stick cooking spray. Love this stuff. So I went and got this. I actually got like 2 or 3 cans. And I ran out and I sprayed her tail. I just dosed it up. And then I'm looking over the situation again, and I thought, you know what, my husband's right. I do need leather gloves. And because the stick is so long, and her tail was wadded right up. I mean, it was short. That's how much all this tail was all wadded up. And I thought, okay, I better go get the leather gloves and maybe some kind of shear, or some kind of nippers or something to get in there, because scissors aren't gonna do it. And then I started doing my little kind of mantra in a way, and I said, how easy could it be? How easy could we make this? And I went to the house and I got those supplies, and I went back out to the horse, and to my amazement, the stick was gone, out of her tail. It was on the ground. And I'm looking at it going, what? I don't believe this. And the tail was all undone. All this wadded up mess was all undone and laying gracefully down. And she's softly flicking it back and forth. And I thought, oh my God, this is so cool. So that's, the first step for this tip that I'm sharing with you is to acknowledge, yeah, I created this, and it's okay. You know what? Like I said, you're not a bad person. Sometimes crap happens to nice people. Acknowledge that you that you created that, because now you have the opportunity to create something different. You know, my oldest son, it was so cute when he was really little. I remember one time him trying to get my attention about something, and he put his hands on my face and said, Mama, Mama, look at me. Think of your messes and the things that you created. You want to look at them. Think of that little child saying, look at me. Because once, like I said, once we look at that, it diffuses. It doesn't have a hold over you. And now you have the opportunity to create something different. And you can say, you know, if I could have anything, what would I like different here? What else is possible? And see what bubbles up. I never thought of cooking spray when I went out there. All I thought I was panic and her having a 3-inch tail after I cut it all out. So that's what's so cool about when you create that bridge from where you are to where you would like to be, is you create new opportunities, new possibilities, and new inspirations can come in, and new solutions. So I hope that helps you. And I hope you don't mind in the next few days that maybe my voice is running in your head saying, okay, I created that. So what would I like to create instead? And if it works, how easy could this be? So I'd like to take you back to, you know, the person that said, you know, I'd like the dream horse, but I don't have the money. I can't tell you how many things I have manifested or attracted to me without money. The thing is, in our world, in this universe, there are so many ways that you can attract things. Things can come to you. People can gift things to you. People might give you the money to do whatever you want to do. You know, or you might even just create the money yourself. There's many, many infinite ways that something can get manifested. You know, one time I was with a friend, and she was showing me her jewelry, and she had gotten this ring from her mother, and it was gorgeous. It was diamonds and amethyst and mother of pearl. It was just a beautiful ring. And I thought to myself, you know, someday I'd like to have a ring like that, because amethyst is my birthstone. And I just let it go. And literally, I would say less than 10 minutes later, she said, give me your hands. And I said, why? And she says, give me your hand. So I gave her my hand, and she put that ring in my hand. And I said, what are you doing? And she says, I'm giving it to you. I feel the strong need that I'm supposed to give this to you as a gift. And I was like, what? Wow. Thank you. And now I wear it with pride. So you never know how something's going to come to you. You know, I'll go this way. You see that saddle back there? I actually was in the process of looking for a new saddle, and nothing was working out. And the ones that I wanted, again, they were a lot of money, but I didn't let it stop me. And I just kept putting it out there. And I ended up taking a riding lesson from a woman from Germany. And she talked to me about getting a custom-made saddle. It's a Steuben, and it's got this amazing flex tree, so it flexes with the spine of the horse. And I got it for like half the price that they normally sell for. And it fits me great, fits my horses great. And so literally, you know, take the money out of the equation and really, and still go after that dream, whatever it is. If you want a new truck, you want a new trailer, new barn, you know, we've been working on your list for your horse, but that list is something that you can use for everything and anything. I'm actually shopping around for stallions for my 2 mares, and I'm using this list because it's going to give me clarity. Again, the shopping list, you don't want to go to the store and you know, you forget half the things. And then you go home and go, oh, wait a minute, I need this, and I need this, and I need this. Well, the shopping list gives you clarity. And the interesting thing is when you have that clarity, then the universe can line it up and bring that specific thing for you. So I hope that helps you. So again, I invite you down below to put your comments or questions. And if you'd like to get into, I've created a new Google community called Hang Out with CJ, and I'll be posting these episodes as well as maybe some other fun and goodies there. Just say, add me to your circle, CJ, and I'll put you in. And you'll also get notifications too with the upcoming shows as well as what the episodes are going to be about. So I've got actually quite a few lined up that I'm really excited about and hope that you can join me. So we got a few more minutes yet. Kind of went fast, didn't it? Again, you know, my name is CJ Gilbert, and I'm really pleased that you joined me today. I'm a horse healer, an animal communicator, and I've created the program Horse and Rider Reconnected. And I really enjoy spending this time with you. It's been fun, and I hope that you can work on that, you know, your shopping list, and you know, and if you like, post down below what would be your dream horse, or if you're working on a new truck or trailer, whatever it is, or car, because the process is the same for everything, and it's great to fall back on and say, okay, I want some clarity around this, and now you can move forward. So I hope you had fun. This has been great. It really went fast. I'm kind of amazed, and it's my first episode, and I look forward to meeting you on the trail. Happy trails.